Hey, I'm Kelly. Welcome to my channel. I am a graphic designer, creative, brand expert that has worked with a ton of companies over the past 10 years, but I love making creative tutorials to teach you guys photo editing, design, social media tips, basically share all my creative skills. So if you want to learn more, subscribe and follow along. Thanks for watching. Amy asked me how to change the color of your shirt in Photoshop, so that's what I'm going to show you today. We're going to be using adjustment layers and layer masks, so it's kind of an intermediate tutorial, but if you have any questions, let me know below, and let me know if you have any requests for future videos. But thank you for watching, and I hope this helps. So I opened my photo in Photoshop's picture of me and my baby, and we're going to change the color of our shirts. So you're going to look for this little black and white circle in the bottom right. Click that to create a new fill or adjustment layer. We're going to do a hue and saturation adjustment layer. So you click that, look for hue and saturation, and basically what an adjustment layer does is it creates a new layer in Photoshop. These are all your layers. And it's an adjustment layer because it doesn't actually have any like color or photo or anything in that layer. It just adjusts the layers that are below it. So in this case, it's going to adjust our background photo layer. So if you click that, you'll see 3 bars that are hue and saturation. Hue will change the color tone, and it's making our skin a crazy color. Ignore that, we're going to hide that later. So just get it kind of as close as possible to the color you want to change it to. I'm going to change our shirt to like a bluish teal. And then saturation will make it like kind of more colorful, or if you go all the way to the left, it makes it gray, takes all the color out. So you can adjust that too if you want. And then the lightness can either make it darker or brighter. I wouldn't go too crazy with this one because it makes it more realistic to keep it close to the original. But I'll take it down a couple points. And you can always adjust these again later, but just get it kind of close to what you want it to be. So I'll keep that for now. And next we're going to edit our layer mask. So the layer mask basically gives you control over what parts of this adjustment layer you want to kind of show through and affect the background layer, and then what areas you want to hide the adjustment layer. So what I like to do is actually I'll do Command A to select all, and then I actually want to switch my foreground and background color so that back is in the background, and then I press delete, and that changes my layer mask to black. You can see in this little preview. And so I can totally see the photo below. And I like to start this way, so then I take a brush and make sure your foreground's on white now, because remember, anything white in your adjustment layer is gonna show through, and I'll just illustrate that quickly. So if I do a big white paintbrush, you'll see that white area in the layer mask preview, and the adjustment is showing on that white part, but then the parts that are black on the layer mask, it's hiding the adjustment and showing the original photo below. So I'm going to undo that, and what I want to do is make sure I'm on white, go to my brush tool. I usually pick like a soft round brush, adjust the size, and then I like to zoom in and just start kind of brushing in the areas that you want the adjustment layer to show. In this case, it's on our shirts. I'm just going to go kind of quick for the sake of this tutorial, but you can really zoom in and get really detailed if you need it to be perfect. It's especially around the edges. And then remember in your layer mask, anything that is black is gonna kind of cover that adjustment, and then anything that's white is gonna show it. So if you mess up and make a mistake, say you accidentally color your skin, you would just switch the foreground and background color, and then you can paint in some black paint to cover this back up. So when you're going around the edges and kind of being careful with this, you might want to switch back and forth between black and white. You can also use the X button, is a shortcut to switch those, and so I usually end up doing that a lot when I'm working on layer masks. So you might need to change the opacity on the brush for some parts, like right here. Your opacity is basically how see-through your brush is. So a lower opacity doesn't change it as much as if I did a higher opacity. And let's look in the layer mask to show. So see, the lower opacity didn't do full white. It did 30% white, and then 100% opacity does full white. So I'm gonna bring this down to, let's do 20% opacity. And then I can kind of add in a little blue here where my hair is, without totally making my hair blue. If I was doing this for a client, I'd probably make it a little better, but for now, I think this kind of illustrates it. And then let's make her little hair clips blue too. So the great thing about using an adjustment layer is it's its own layer, so you're not actually altering the original photo, which is in this background layer. I just hid this layer, and you can see if I turn it on and off. And it also means that we can go back in and make any changes. Like, so say you want to change this to, a different color. You could go back and readjust the hue, saturation until it's exactly what you want it to be. There's the before and the after. And then the last thing to do is you'll want to save this as a new photo. So press save as. If you save it as a Photoshop file, that will save the layers if you ever want to come back and adjust them later. If you save it as a JPEG, then that will kind of flatten the image. You can post it to Instagram or use it anywhere else you would use a picture. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped you. If you follow this tutorial, send me your results. I would love to see, and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you next time.